All right, y'all. What's up? We are back for episode 18, which happened last night. We got Connor leaving. Finally, he's gone. But before we get into the review, as always, thank y'all again for thumbsing up the video, dropping y'all's comments. Y'all are helping me out so much. The engagements, the interactions help push the video out. It helps get more and more people to me because the subscriber count continues to happen. Each time I upload, the more y'all watch, the more y'all interact, the more people come, the more conversations we can have. And I will actually be able to jump in the comments with y'all now because trials are done and I now have time to focus and I can actually pay attention because I'm not stressed out. But I will jump in there. But please do that for me. Thumbs up the video. If you are new here, please subscribe as well. Turn your post notifications on because I will be dropping these daily. Crazy. I will be daily until the season is done. But we are about to jump into this episode from last night. So let's go. So, like I said, Connor is gone. We get Liv and Miguel. They're going up to talk. Is it Liv and Miguel? I said Liv. Leah and Miguel are going up to Soul Ties to have their conversation. Leah's pretty much saying that she feels bad because Connor was like, she just feels bad about Connor and him going home, but she knew there was nothing there with him. And Miguel was pretty much telling her not to feel bad. He's saying that he's happy where he's at right now. Like, he's loving the vibe that they have going on. She's obviously happy to hear that. And he's working the charm. He's complimenting her, telling all these things that he likes about her. She's eating it up. They start kissing yet again, of course. I feel like they do have a connection. I don't know if it's lust or it's genuine like for each other, but you can tell they're trying to get to know each other as well. But it seems to me like it's more of a real physical connection. I could be wrong, but they are actually getting to know each other. I feel like I'm starting to see a little bit of a difference in terms of how Miguel typically approaches the girls with her. Because with her, it does look like it is a little bit different. Because with Liv and with Nicole and with Cassidy, it just seems strictly like I'm trying to get there with you. Whereas with him and Leah, he's actually trying to get to know her as well. So this could be good. We'll see if Leah actually stays with it. But we'll also see, because we know Casa Moore is on the way, and Liv is a hot commodity. These dudes come in here and they want her. And I can see a lot of them dudes over there wanting her. I can see her entertaining them. But same thing with Miguel. Miguel will get that same energy from the women over there, and he will actually entertain it as well. So it'll be interesting to see if this will still be what it is after Casa Amor. But we get Janae and Kenny. They're talking. I'm interested in seeing how they're going to be too with Casa Amor, because I feel like out of all the couples, these two are the ones that are the most, I feel like they have a genuine connection. I feel like out of everybody, they're connecting the most genuinely. Like, they have a good flow of conversation. Like, Janae is sitting there talking to him. She's pretty much telling Kenny how she thinks Connor was a sweet person, which he probably was, but he also had some traits about him that was just not likable. Like, he was rude to Janae for no reason. And then just like, he just got like, now they saying that it's sad because he embarrassed himself and he did look stupid. So I guess, but she said it sucks. Janae's a good person at the end of the day. She doesn't want to hurt anybody, but she says she's excited to share a bed with Kenny. He's obviously excited to share a bed with her because he can't stop looking at her. And like, he looks at her like, this is a woman in my face. Like, that's the way you say, if you got a dude looking at you like that, that tells you everything you need to know. They actually do want to be with you. But they start talking about their sleeping positions, how they lay. They also start talking about his body count. He said he's around 40. Like I said, they just have a natural flow of conversation. There's no awkward moments. They just kind of connect going through conversations. There's no odd moments. There's no like, oh, I'm trying to think of what else to say. It just happens naturally. And I can just tell that they really got that going on. But they also start talking, well, not they. Kenny starts talking about how he knows that you've matured in life when you're not just driven by sex. And I said, that's real, because that's true. Like, you start to realize that you're really ready to settle down when you're looking to actually get to know somebody outside of that. Like, you want to have a partner that's with you where you just have a good time. Like, yes, you want to be physically and sexually attracted to them, but what else? Like, I want a best friend as well. I want to be able to sit and laugh and talk and just do dumb shit together, just sit in a room and just look at TV or not even say anything and know that I'm not feeling awkward sitting here next to you and know that you are my person. I love you. So I get where he's saying that. And Janae was liking it. She likes it. She likes the vibe that they got going on. Rob and Cassidy, both of their conversations were very painful to watch. He ended up asking her why did she pick him, and she said his background. I'm like, okay. And then he was like, he said, what did he say? Everything he was telling her. What did I say? I don't know. Whatever. They was boring. They were boring. They had dull conversations going on. They were doing what I just said. You could tell they were thinking of what they wanted to say to keep the conversation going. And it had an awkward moment where it was kind of silent. No flow of conversation, no connection. They have two different personalities. It don't help that Rob is dull, like dry as fuck. But then Cassidy don't really have a personality either. She kind of dry too, and it's just like she kind of boring too. They both are boring. Like they both are boring. But Kendall and Nicole, they're having a conversation talking about missing Connor. He then asked what made Nicole pull back to him, and she said like after her last talk with Miguel, she didn't know if he was like being genuine, like if his intentions were genuine, and she felt like she was gravitating more to Kendall. Kendall says he felt that, and I'm like, I don't believe that. I don't believe these two as a relationship. I feel like Kendall is he's insecure. I don't know what it is. You can't come running back to me after you treated me like that. The way Nicole treated him, she would have had to go stay over there or go find somebody else. I would have to move on. But Kendall is welcoming her back. Nicole, I fully see Nicole entertaining one of these dudes over here in Casa More. I do. Kendall, I don't know, but we'll see. But I feel like they're gonna be done when Casa More happens. But Liv and Nigel, they have a conversation. Nigel is talking about how it's gonna be tough being with Liv because he feels like Liv is regretting her decision, and she's confused. She's like, "What are you talking about?" He says, "The energy, like the energy you're giving me, you feel like it's." He's basically saying it feels kind of distant. And Liv was like, "I just sent home one of my best friends. Like I'm trying to process that." That's essentially what she's saying. And he said he gets it, but he doesn't want to feel like she made the wrong decision. I'm like, Nigel, give her a minute, dude. Like it's not personal. It's not directed at you. Not only that, but even though I know y'all don't even really have a real connection because it's clear as day. I don't. This was a production situation. Liv was trying to make sure that she stayed in the house, but Nigel says that he's conflicted because he doesn't even know if he wants to even be coupled up with her because he feels that she regrets it. I'm like, well, just go home then. Because ain't nobody else there gonna pick you. If you try to leave Liv, you're gonna be vulnerable. I was like, at this point, you need to go home. But Liv is playing her role. She then gets up and walks away and goes over to Kayla and Nicole to rehash the conversation. And she's pretty much telling them everything that just happened, saying that he felt bad and said that her body language was making him feel some type of way. And she's saying, like, I was just crying and I was trying not to make everybody else cry. I turned away because I wasn't trying to have everybody else crying and stuff. But Nigel is now talking to Cordell, saying that he doesn't want her to be cold towards him. And Cordell was like, I'm going to keep it real with you. She's here for a specific reason. I don't think she is, but I'm gonna take what Cordell said as face value. But he said she's here for a specific reason, which is to find love. If she did not, she would have sent you home and would have kept her friend. She just needed the space, and that's okay. But eventually, she'll get there if y'all actually have a real connection. I said Cordell done grew up in front of us. Like he literally has grown up in front of us. He's always had a like. I don't want to say mature because he definitely gives young, but he doesn't give childish, but he's mature. Cordell had a very mature approach to that because everything he said was true. It's like you're overreacting, Nigel. Like it's not that deep. Like y'all don't have nothing going on, but she's not like she's not turned off from you per se. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't be there. She would have sent you home. But Rob's weird ass comes over to where the girls are still talking about Nigel. Talking about I heard yelling. I said, what yelling? Nobody was yelling. Here comes the microaggressions. Because Liv ends up saying that he yelled at me. I said, yelled at you for what? Because he damn sure didn't yell at you. He was sitting there talking to you. Y'all had a disagreement, but he damn sure didn't raise his voice. That's the thing with some of these white folks. I'm telling you. And if you're white, don't take offense to it. And if you do take offense to it, you probably are the one I'm talking about. But y'all got to stop saying that black people are yelling at y'all when y'all have a disagreement. Because he was not yelling at you. That's where microaggressions start. You have to stop doing that. But Rob then goes, he yelled at you? And I said, did you not just come over here saying that you heard yelling? So I'm like, that's how you know it did not happen. Because why are you asking her if he yelled at you when you said that you heard yelling, which is why you came over there? Like, make it make sense, Rob. Like, be for real. But she then says, no, he didn't yell at me. We just had an argument. And I was like, you didn't even have an argument. It was a disagreement. That's literally what it was. But Rob and Liv, they start giving each other eyes. So this is where we know they about to start fooling around for production. But they get ready for bed. Leah's putting up makeup to go lay down with Miguel. The girls thought that was funny. I thought it was funny. The next day, the girls are getting ready. They're starting to talk about if they wonder if Nigel will apologize to Liv. Liv is saying that she doesn't know where her head is at because she doesn't see anything romantically happening with him. And they're pretty much like, it's fresh. It's still happening. Like, y'all literally just got coupled up, see what happens. So they go and sit down and have their conversation. And that's what Nigel does. He's pretty apologetic. He says after thinking about everything that he felt, he was being selfish and didn't consider what she was going through in the moment. And he apologized. Like, that was a grown man situation. That was a grown man thing to do. She said it's okay. Like, your feelings are valid. And she took it on the chin. But Cordell and Serena are watching all this going down. And Cordell's like, she looked like she about to stick him the way she's sitting there looking at him, aka she about to hit him. That was funny. But Liv and Miguel, not Liv and, is it Liv and Miguel? Why do I keep putting Liv when I meant Leah? Leah and Miguel, they sitting there talking about movies and stuff. They talk about how Leah is starting to like Miguel. Miguel seeming to genuinely be interested in her, getting to know her. And they both say that they're the only person in the villa they actually want to get to know. So that looks good for them. Cassidy and Rob have another painful conversation. He's sitting there telling her that she reminds him of a bee because she never sits down. She's always moving. They don't have it's painful to watch. But she's claiming that they're like he's grown on her, even though they don't have the same personality. I'm like, I don't see it. Still no connection, still awkward flow of conversation. She ends up getting up and going to the kitchen. Aaron and Kayla, they're in Soul Ties, putting on their best performance to get y'all's vote. I don't know if y'all didn't feel that, but I felt it. Like, it's just so fake. They're expressing their love / like with each other for each other, giggling and stuff, acting like they don't want to say it. I don't believe Aaron. I feel like Kayla could be telling the truth, but I really don't believe Aaron. I feel like Aaron is playing the game. But he claims that he could see himself falling in love with her, and she's saying the same thing. I don't believe a lick of it. Genuinely, I don't. But Kayla then runs and goes and tells Liv about the conversation. Liv starts screaming, picking her up, running around in circles. I'm like, fake. But Rob and Aaron, they're over there talking about the same thing as well. Rob is now claiming that he misses Andrea, but he's going to push his feelings to the side to see what can happen with Cassidy. But then turns around and says, over the last 3 to 4 days, he's finding himself gravitating towards Liv and wants to see what can happen there. I said, Rob, that don't make no sense. How are you having feelings for like you sit here thinking about Andrea because you have feelings for her? And if you really have the feelings for her that you claim that you have, you should have left and would leave now, because if you really like that girl and you really have feelings for her, I would go leave because I would want to be around her. I would want to continue to get to know her. I would want to be with her. You wouldn't then want to try and suppress that to get to know somebody that you don't even really like, Cassidy. And then you saying now that over the last 3 to 4 days, you find yourself starting to like Liv. So you clearly don't have these feelings that you claim that you have for Andre. I'm like, Rob is wanting to be on TV. That's just what it is. But later on, Kayla is now telling the girls about the same thing she just told Liv about the Aaron falling for her. And she's saying that she feels like she might be falling for him, yada, 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 rolling my eyes. Serena ends up claiming that she likes Cordell, but she's not showing him much. And she's claiming at the end of the day, she really likes him. And they in there like, oh, I'm like, whatever, Serena. Like, whatever. You're not fooling me no more. But they head on down for the night. Cassidy and Leah, they're talking because Cassidy pulls her over to the side. Leah's pretty much asking how she's feeling about Rob. I was like, here we go again. Leah asking about Rob. But Cassidy says that he's different than what she's used to. He's her hard shell to crack, but she's enjoying the challenge of getting to know him more. I said, really? Cassidy then says she pretty much says it's kind of odd talking to Leah about it. And Leah's like, no, I'm good. Like, we good. You can talk. I just want to hear. So Leah says like she wants what's best for Rob, even though she knows that he probably hates her. Oh my God, I almost knocked the board over. But Rob ends up pulling Liv to talk. He pulls her to talk, and he's pretty much asking her about Miguel. She starts asking him about Cassidy. And he then tells her that he wants to get to know her more. And Liv says, like, I was going to choose you. And he was like, because you like me? And she was like, I liked your vibe. And he's like, you liked my vibe? You don't like it now? And they just slick flirting with each other. I don't know if it's genuine or not. I feel like these two are literally production plants. Shout out to Timmy Talks. But they're doing what they need to do to stay on the show. They both know they don't like the people that they're currently coupled up with, so they know that they now need to attach to each other, not knowing that Casa more is happening. But that's what they're doing. Like they ain't fooling me. But he's claiming that he's seen a different side to Liv than what he saw earlier, and she's saying that she's interested in getting to know him a little bit more, but she don't want to jump the gun. Like I said, I don't believe none of that. They are literally clinging to each other to stay on the show. But Aaron and Kayla, they essentially close off their relationship. Boring. Go home. Nicole ends up getting a text, letting them know to gather at the fire pit. Serena gets a text stating that America has been voting for the most compatible couple, which y'all already know. Rob ends up getting a text saying that the fewest votes are at risk for being dumped. The couple with the fewest votes are at risk for being dumped. So they're all stand up around the fire pit. Cordell gets the text stating that in no particular order, the first couple saved is who? Leah and Miguel. I was not shocked by that. When I was thinking about like who I feel like the bottom three would be, I said I feel like the bottom three would be definitely Nigel and Liv, definitely Rob and Cassidy, and then I was gonna say Serena and Cordell because of the way we see how Serena is treating Cordell, not because people want Cordell to go home. And I don't even want to say because people don't like Serena, even though I feel like some people don't. I feel like a lot of us just don't like the way she's treating him. And we just don't like the fact that it's clear that you don't really like him, but you playing with him. But she's claiming that she likes him now, so we'll see. But she ain't fooling me this time. But they're safe. Leah and Miguel are safe. Nicole gets the next couple. The next safe couple is Janae and Kenny. Like I said, I feel like they're the most compatible. I was like, exactly, they need to be safe. Serena then gets the next text, which the next safe couple was Kayla and Aaron. Not shocked about that. But Kendall's next text comes through saying that two more couples are safe, and that's Serena, and that is Nicole and Kendall. So the bottom is Liv and Nigel and Cassidy and Rob. Cassidy gets a text telling them to stand in front of the fire pit. So Leah gets the next text saying that two couples are now vulnerable, obviously. And Cassidy gets a text saying that only two people would leave. I was like, only two people? Not the couple? I was like, okay, so we're about to have something spicy happen. And that's exactly what's about to happen. Which I feel like it would have hit more. This would have hit more and would have been a lot more messy when Andrea went home. But we'll get to it. Nigel gets a text saying that it's going to be determined by the Islanders, as we all knew. But Cordell gets the text stating that the Islanders must now decide who they want to save by standing behind the Islander that they want to save. And the two with the least amount of votes get dumped. I said, production is messy. Messy. I was like, they literally did this because of the situation that Liv, Leah, and Rob had when they were trying to figure out which one of them was telling the truth when Leah was talking about she was playing the back seat. I said, this would have been perfect for that vote. But Serena goes up and saves Liv, duh. Cordell goes and saves Rob, duh. Janae saves Liv, duh. Kenny saves Nigel, duh. Kayla saves Liv, duh. Aaron saves Rob, duh, because that's his boyfriend. Nicole saves Liv, duh. And then the girls start feeling bad because they see that Cassidy is sitting over there, and you can see it all over Cassidy's face. She was upset that nobody was picking her, but I'm like, you shouldn't even be upset. Like, you should know, like, these girls have essentially been together the whole time if you want to keep it real. But especially when it comes to Liv, like Liv came in like what, the second day? Like, are you shocked that they're more closer to her than you? What? But they started feeling bad, and Liv was like, Leah, please go choose her. Like, that's what she said under her breath. But Kendall goes to save Rob, and Leah cracked me up when she got up. When she got up, she started scooting over, and she looking over at Cassidy. She said, Cassidy, I love you, but I'm sorry. And she started scooting over because she goes to save Liv. Miguel ends up dapping up Nigel because I thought he was going over there, but he ends up dapping him up to go save Rob. So obviously Cassidy and Nigel got the least amount of votes and are now dumped. Nobody moved, no shock. But they started packing. Cassidy is saying that she was embarrassed because she was the only one up there. Was she the only one? Yeah, she was the only one up there that did not get a vote. Now I'm sitting there thinking about it because Kenny went to go save Nigel. She's the only one up there that did not get a vote. And she's saying like it's embarrassing because she didn't have not one person go up there to save her. And she told them that they can go somewhere else instead of sitting there watching her, basically so it won't be awkward. She then walks out to go to the bathroom to go get some. And Kayla's sitting there talking about, I think it's awkward because she'll think we're all just staring at her. And Janae said, because we are. That's literally what we're doing. I died laughing. But Cassidy ends up pulling Leah to talk on the balcony. And Cassidy, you lost me here. Cassidy said she wanted to talk because that's not what she expected. And she expected, because of the fact that she had Leah's back through a lot of stuff in the house and showed her loyalty, she thought that Leah should have been the one to go over there and stand next to her. I said, you've only been here, what, 3 days? When have you had Leah's back for anything? Leah don't even, she barely even know you. And you expect her to go stand up. Whatever. But Leah says, like, I'm literally wearing Liv's clothes. Like, I love you, but I'm wearing her clothes. And even though we had our issue, we got a stronger connection. Like, we closer friends than me and you are. That's essentially what she was saying. She didn't say that, but that's essentially what she was saying. But Cassidy says, like, if she had one person behind her, it would have made a difference. I'm like, whatever, go home. But Leah apologized for it. I wouldn't have done it. But Nigel and Cassidy leave, and that's it. But we know Casa Moore is on the way, and I am ready. But yeah, thumbs up the video. Drop the comments down below. Subscribe if you are new. I will be here. Share the video. Will y'all see me tonight? Y'all might see me tonight. If you don't see me tonight, you'll see me tomorrow. But I will see y'all then. Peace.